everyone, it's Liam Caddison here, and we're reacting to episode number 3 of season 6 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, so the last episode I had no introduction for because, for the YouTube people, because, funny story, when I began my recording for episode 1 of season 6, I was unaware that I was going to do 2 episodes for the price of 1. I'm not complaining whatsoever because it was a tremendous 2-part event, but hence why there's no intro in the YouTube edition. I'll probably do something regarding a makeshift intro or whatever, but hence why the intro is not there, I guess, for episode 2 of season 6 for the YouTube edition for Buffy. Yeah, like I said, it was a tremendous start to season 6 for Buffy. We had Buffy, of course, return from the dead. And it seems like they're going to be continuing dealing with the trauma of death with Buffy. And as I said in the ending of episode 2, given the fact that this is 10, maybe 100 times more significant than how she died in Prophecy Girl, I expect them to have a greater emphasis on the trauma of dying for the course of the season. So it will be very interesting to go over that. But also how the Scoobies get on without Giles, because he's gone back, and I don't think he's going to be he's going to be occurring as much as he has done in previous seasons, if the intro is anything to go by. So yeah, but it will be very interesting to see how this episode does go on with Buffy now back, and like I said, how they do deal with Buffy, or how they try to, I guess, nurse Buffy back to normality, I guess, if that's even a thing, if that's going to be even a thing for her, because I, of course, spoke about how Buffy was at peace, etc., and now she's been brought back. So, yeah, it will be very interesting to see how things do proceed. So with that said, let's jump into episode number 3 of season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's go.
Tormented in some hell dimension. Probably tortured. And it's like we don't even know how much time is.
I mean, I can see why Willow thinks that Buffy was in hell, but
oh my God,
I think it's something more.
She never gets over it.
And you think of this now? Willow and Tara live here now, and we didn't do much. We moved some of the chairs and took out some of the little tables, but here, I'll do the shirt, and then we'll do your hands. See how nice you look?
Oh man, I'm just really intrigued to see how Spike's gonna react to this, and Giles. But like I said, I don't think we're gonna be seeing Giles for like
Mom's room.
much of this.
Rip your head off one-handed and drink from your brain stem.
Look.
Yeah? Seen the bloody bot before? Didn't think she'd patch ups?
No. It's the real deal.
She's kind of, she's been through a lot. With the death. That's what I had to do.
I've done it myself.
Oh.
We'll take care of you.
Spike's whole world has just shifted.
Okay.
Maybe you haven't, but I have. Willow knew there was a chance that she'd come back wrong. So wrong that she would have to get rid of what came back, and I wouldn't let her. Any part of that was Buffy. I wouldn't let her. And that's why she shut me out.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Spike.
Oh, is that right?
Look.
Thing about magic, there's always consequences. Always.
All magic comes with a cost. This is what I'm meaning though. This could be a different Buffy to the one that died.
Worried, Tara, it worked fine. It's all good.
It didn't.
No, this is me. Doesn't all have to be good and fine.
Just because they're alive
a room.
again
You
doesn't
don't
mean
have
that
to be
it's
brave.
all well and good.
I still love you. If you're worried, you can be worried.
Well, I'm not unworried. Yeah.
What?
It's just kind of noisy up here tonight, you know?
Yeah.
Just love them two just sharing the same bed as well. But
Is this better?
yeah,
Yeah. I think it makes things quieter in here.
this is the thing though. She needs to
You know
show
what I
us some
think?
concern, in my opinion.
Think hurry.
Exactly. I'm sure it's okay.
Maybe she was at peace though. This is it. You gotta. I mean, we can't assume that she was in hell, but I can understand why she was equating that. Oh no, the consequences of. Oh!
Buffy?
What did you do? Do you know what you did? You're like children.
Oh my god.
You were stained. You still are. I know what you did.
What
The glass. There's no glass.
Oh.
All right, Willow, you need to get out of there. Just get everyone out.
What the
Look
heck?
at Buffy and Don. Don't make a big deal.
What the heck?
Anya! Anya!
So yeah, it definitely is a
Xander!
consequence to the resurrection
Very
thingamabob.
bad. Very, very, very bad.
Great. That was haunting.
Yes. It's wonderful.
We should get to work.
What's the list?
Didn't agree.
Possible hitchhikers.
Demons that might have come out of hell at the same time Buffy did.
Skagmore demons, Trailbane demons, Skitterers.
I mean, if you're opening a
Legend
gateway
Smallbone Eaters?
from the dead
If we
to
get
life,
picked, I
there
say we
could
go
be
with
that
the Smallbone
possibility.
Eaters. Well, I'll be safe here with the others. Don't worry about me.
I don't think she is, and oh my goodness! Go, go! Buffy, look at it! Buffy, look at the angel!
For coffee. Remember that book?
Children, did you think the blood wouldn't reach you? I smelled the death on you.
Similar to
Look at
what
what you've done.
was said to Willow. And oh my goodness!
Fire!
And this is why we don't try spicy foods.
Fire!
Faster, more clever, you know. Dozens of times, lots of different ways.
Ugh.
Every night I save you.
I was worried he was
getting
gonna
light
have
out.
guilt. I didn't.
Buffy's probably on her way home from patrolling.
Oh, I didn't
I like
think he would
sunrise better
haunt
when
him
I'm
every
getting up
night.
early than-
The demon that we made.
We made a demon? Badass.
Tomogenesis
Congrats!
is
You're-
when doing the spell actually creates
made a demon!
In this case,
Your
it was like
Parents!
a side effect, I guess. Like a price.
What?
Magic comes at a cost.
And think of it like the world doesn't like you getting something for free.
If you think you can give her back to me and then take her away again, no.
Hey, Buffy
That's
represents
worse than if you never brought her
hope
back.
when it comes to this show.
You can't mess with
Give if
people's
and take
lives
if
this
away.
way.
Dawn, we're not gonna do it that way.
How can you let her do this? How can you even talk about letting her go?
Honey, you weren't listening. She said we will find another way.
We will.
Then do
What
it.
if there is no...
Hey, wait.
Piss off, Ghost! So that's great.
Did they tell you you belonged here? Did they say this was your home again?
I mean, your viewpoint is very subjective. I think Buffy belongs here.
Pretty lies, little girl. Or did they even give you a choice?
Oh my goodness.
Xander, drive faster.
Give thee mass.
You're the one who's barely here. Set on this earth like
I mean, says the big misty thingy-mabob.
you won't even disturb the air when you go.
Oh boy.
Go! Take Dawn out of here!
Child of words.
Ooh! Is it still gonna speak? Please don't tell me it's still gonna speak with its head off.
That's probably the sort of thing I'm not supposed to see, right?
I mean, you got your vampires and whatnot. It should be run of the mill, I guess, nowadays.
I was in hell. I can't think too much about what it was like.
Great.
But it felt like the world abandoned me there.
She didn't deserve
And then
that.
suddenly, you guys did what you did.
It was.
Welcome home, Buffy.
Oh. She should have been in
Buffy.
heaven.
Spike, it's daylight and
I was
you're
gonna say.
What?
wherever I was. I was happy. At peace.
She wasn't in hell.
I knew that everyone I cared about was all right. I knew it. Time didn't mean anything. But I think I was in heaven.
I had a feeling.
And now I'm not. I was torn out of there. Pulled out by my friends. Everything here is hard.
This all
Right.
equates to, is this hell?
I can never know. Never.
This is what I worried about, the consequences of resurrection. Oh. This is what I bloody worried about when it came to the fact of, okay, let's resurrect Buffy. Does she want this? Because she could be happy, and she was. She chose to die. She made peace with the fact that she died. She was the one that chose to jump into the portal. Because she came to that acceptance. Oh. Well, I mean, for a hot second I believed the aspect that she could have been in hell. Because, you know, I understand why Willow thought she was, especially with what Glory was doing. But at the same time, I didn't want to believe it because Buffy doesn't deserve hell, but I'm not the creator of the universe, so... And the fact that, you know, she was putting on a front... This is it. Because Dawn said you look happy, but looks can be deceiving, especially, like, you don't know what's going on inside the person's mind. It all goes back to when they were bringing back Joyce. Or when Dawn was bringing back Joyce, should I say. You don't know what you're dealing with when it comes to resurrection. They might not be the same person as they were when they died. They might be at peace with death. There's a lot of variables to take into accountability rather than just, okay, let's bring them back. Like that. Because they could be at peace. Because they might not be the same person. Because they might have the front of of the person you might be bringing back, but they could be something. There's a lot you got to take into accountability, and ugh. Well, you know, even though technically I've watched 3 episodes of Buffy this season, in 2 of my recording sessions, I've come out of those recording sessions hurt. 2 out of 2 so far with Buffy season 6. So that's a really, really confident sign regarding this season. I mean, when it came to Buffy's resurrection, I wasn't going to, I guess, be completely ignorant and think, okay, Buffy's back, all well and is good, etc. No need to worry, because A, we've spoken about the potential downsides of bringing Joyce back. And with the same spell being utilized with Buffy, yeah, you gotta revive. Funnily, the pun not intended, I guess. You gotta revive those sentiments for Buffy. And secondly, there is a precedent for this with, like I said, when she was bad. And I said it in the ending of episode 2 that those feelings are going to be extrapolated. They're going to extend hundreds of times because it's been longer. She actually she actually died and, wasn't brought back in a matter of minutes. She died for a long, and stayed dead for a long period of time, so. And, I didn't want to believe Buffy was going to be in hell. I could understand why Willow was adamant on the fact that she might have been in hell, but I didn't want to believe it, not Buffy. And sadly, those sentiments were right. And I say sadly because we got to explore Buffy's true feelings regarding how she was pulled from what we can, heaven. And she's uncomfortable. She is not happy. She is hurt that she's been pulled from her peace. And when you take in the decision that she made with 5x22, along with everything that's been going on in her life, this was something that she could finally rest whilst protecting the people, her friends, the people of the world. She could finally rest. And she got pulled away from heaven. And I'm just thinking back to the pictures she saw of Joyce when she was given when Dawn was showing her about, easing her back into familiarity. I'm just thinking now back with when she looked at that picture of Joyce, and she was probably with her. This is what I was saying in the last episode. I kind of wanted to hurt myself by seeing something like that, but we can, with what Buffy has just said, we can assume that she was there. And it hurts because I think there were little seeds, not just little seeds planted in terms of Buffy and how she returned, how she thought this was hell last episode, how she wasn't in hell anyway, should I say. But for Spike as well, about how he was feeling, and, what he had to come out with stung more so than how I imagined. The guy even kept count of the days, because you have to take into accountability, he kept thinking of ways to save Buffy every single night, which goes on par to how he kept counting the days. It's all it wasn't okay. It's been nearly 5 months. It was a specific amount of days, and because I did worry that Spike would have a bit of guilt because he was the last one up on the tower and he fell. And not just that though, but he was always going to look out for both of the Summers. And he even showcased that when Joyce died. So, with the fact that Buffy had to go up on the tower because Spike fell, you gotta, especially with how Spike feels for Buffy, there is going to be a semblance of... I just didn't think it would be as bad as he is feeling. Funnily enough, because with him going into detail about how he kept thinking of ways to save Buffy every night, that really stung, because I was thinking maybe he is beating himself up in small terms. No, it wasn't small, it was big. He was torturing himself every night. So, yeah, and going back to the little seeds that were planted, Buffy said that is this hell. Like, I was wondering when she returned, when she was walking around, she could see the fire, the depressing atmosphere caused by those biker gang demons. And I was thinking, okay, well, surely she's got to think this is hell or something like this, because it looks pretty hellish, doesn't it? And then she said, is this hell? Being reminded of the tower scene. With what she said, you could kind of guess, because that doesn't sound like the language of someone who has spent months in hell beforehand. So, yeah, that doesn't sound like the language of someone who's already been in hell anyways. But we got affirmation that she wasn't in hell. And the thing is, she had to tell her friends, she had to lie to her friends about the fact that she was in hell, and because she has to make them feel better, because they have to take assurance that what they did was the right thing, when nobody was considering the consequences of Buffy's state of mind. I think even Anya, even lectured them about, because they suddenly started to put two and two together and thinking, okay, what if this happened? What if that's something? What if she never gets over it? And then Anya was like, oh, now you think of this? And this is it. Like, when you're doing something as drastic as bringing back someone, you gotta take in accountability of everything. You gotta think, is this gonna be the same person that we're gonna is who we're bringing back the same person who died, or is this going to be a completely different person? Are they going to be more zombified, etc.? You got to take into accountability everything. You got to take into accountability that they might not be in hell. Like I said, I can understand why Willow thought that, but what if you're wrong? So what if she was in heaven? And this is the thing, Willow is probably going to find out, and I will be very interested to see the consequences of that revelation about knowing that she harmed Buffy's peace. Because this is it. When, like I said, I wasn't coming into Buffy's resurrection, I wasn't, fully embracing the idea, okay, Buffy's back, yay! I even theorized about the idea that Buffy could come back. And even then, it wasn't always going to be sunshine and rainbows because of what I've said. There's a precedent for this. There is Joyce. You've got to take into accountability. And, I kind of like it. In a really, I don't know, it sounds bad for me to say, but I kind of really like the fact that she is wanting... that Buffy is wanting to throw people off regarding the fact that she was in hell when she wasn't, about what they're doing with Buffy's state of mind, because it creates this complexity. They're not just doing some kind of quick, okay, they're not just undoing what happened in the finale. They are adding weight to this. They are adding consequences. They are showing, okay, yes, Buffy is back, but at what cost? So they are doing a very, very good job at making sure that that this isn't a cheap way out for Buffy to come back. That, Buffy died, and there has to be weight to that. That, even if you bring Buffy back, there has to be that weight, and we are feeling it with Buffy revealing that she was in heaven, that she wasn't in hell, that she has to lie to her friends because they need that affirmation that what they did is right, because it would hurt them knowing that because that's it, they're not doing this out of malice. It would hurt them to know that what they did was disrupt Buffy's peace. So, yeah. But it was a really, really good episode. That the Spike and Buffy moments were really crushing. Like, especially when Spike was upset. He was actually upset by the tree, and he lectured Xander about the idea that what if who you brought back wasn't the one and Willow would have to kill her. I wouldn't let that happen. And the fact that Buffy and Spike can share that experience because they've been there before. They've been dead. They've had to dig their way out of coffins. So, and yeah, that last scene was really, yeah, it was really crushing. But I really like how Spike was being considerate. Like, he is taking awareness of Buffy's state of mind. He didn't intrude on the group moment, and he was there for Buffy. So, yeah, and this is it. Like, everyone was like so adamant on the fact that Buffy is like, she's even putting on a front. She's even being strong for Dawn. Even Dawn said that you look happier now, but looks can be deceiving. It's amazing what a face can do in terms of showcasing emotion. Because your face might say one thing, but your mind will say another. And that's certainly the case with Buffy. She's putting on a front in front of her people so they don't realize how tortured she is with them bringing her back. So, and I really liked the concept of the demon, the fact that going into Once Upon a Time territory, because I just couldn't help but think with magic has consequences with, Rumpelstiltskin. All magic comes at a cost. That's my best impression of Rumple. And this is it. Like, this was like they created this demon that was haunting them for what they did. So, and it was a really intriguing design how they like altered the perception by showing these horrific images haunting them for what they did. So yeah, like, it was quick work, but I think it made it did what it needed to do. So yeah, like when it took its physical form, it was a very, very quick resolution. But I think, like I said, it needed to do what it did. So yeah, but I really like the idea that as well that it took the form of Buffy, and it's kind of like their worst nightmare if Buffy did say this, which is, of course, what Buffy really feels like. She is hurt by the fact that they brought her back, by the fact that they disturbed her peace, and I feel like it's a more aggressive way, like the demon posing as Buffy haunting Willow and Tara. It's a more aggressive way of their worst feelings regarding Buffy saying, "Oh, you did this," etc. So, yeah. But yeah, this was great. It was really painful. That last scene with Buffy detailing how she was at peace. Fine, I'm fine. No, it was really painful. Like, she was, like, you could really tell from Sarah's acting how pained Buffy was, how she can't adjust, and how she was, at a happy place, and now she's been brought to what she deems as hell because she can't have her peace. She's been brought back, and it's not what she wanted. And this is what you worry about. Like, this might not be what people want. Yeah, you have a right to assume that she's in hell, but you've also got to think, what if she isn't? So, and even then, there is that, like, skirting around. Like, they are checking up on Buffy, like, they're saying, "Are you okay?" etc. But I feel like they are not, like, they are kind of skirting around, like the Scoobies are kind of skirting around Buffy and her sentiments. So, but it will be very interesting to see the reactions of everyone once they realize they done messed up. So yeah, but yeah, it was a really great episode exploring Buffy trying to adjust to the world, but still not being able to, and revealing that she was in heaven and she was in peace, and affirming what I was worrying about regarding Buffy, about the fact that she was in peace, that is this hell, was what I worried about, because like I said, that wasn't the language of someone who was already in hell. That was someone who is exploring the terrain for the first time and is thinking, especially with the tower scene, you know, seeing that again, and, you know, you've got a right to think that this is hell. So, like I said, it's not the language of someone who's just spent, like, 5 months in hell. Well, she even said it was longer for her, so, still, it's not the language of someone who's been in hell anyways. And, this season's gonna be jolly, isn't it? Like I said, 2 recording sessions of Buffy Season 6, and both times, I feel like the writers have just kicked me in the head and are torturing me, so... I can't... When was the last time I was actually happy coming out of a Buffy episode? Was it 18? Intervention Season 5? I can't remember. It's been a while. That says what you need to know, really, with Buffy. I'm fine! So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!